Charlie Sharples is celebrating his testimonial year at Gloucester after giving 10 years of loyal service to the club. To mark the Charlie Sharples testimonial doubleheader against Hartpury and Scarlets at Kingsholm on Friday night, we invited questions for the winger. Read his answers below. Q. Who was the best player you ever played with talent-wise and the best winger you've ever played with or against? At Anchor19 on Twitter. James Simpson, Daniel and Charlie Sharples. CS. That's a tough one because I've played with lots of talented players. Sinbad. James Simpson, Daniel was the most talented and naturally gifted attacking player I played with. What he did well, he did better than anyone else in the game, so certainly in terms of rugby ability it's probably Sinbad. Q. Of all the players you played with at Gloucester, which one epitomizes the club most? At Gmain Story on Twitter. Andy Hazel. CS. Andy Hazel definitely for me. He was one of the most inspiring players that I pulled on the Gloucester shirt with. He was really passionate about the club and he was a top bloke to go with it and a good friend of mine. Q. Given your try-scoring record, do you think that staying loyal to Gloucester has impacted on your international career? At Jason Martineau on Twitter. CS. I don't know, to be honest. I would never use the club as a scapegoat to cop out for my own career, but our league positions haven't helped anyone in the team over the last 5 or 6 years. It's something we are all desperate to improve on, but I can't control that. I don't know what would have happened if I ever left, but staying loyal to Gloucester has given me amazing moments in the cherry and white shirt and made me happier. Q. Most influential coach, favourite player you've played with at Rugby? Trevor on Twitter. Brian Redpath. During his time at Gloucester. CS. Brian Redpath, probably because he was my first coach at 18 when I first signed at Gloucester. Then he was a big part of my development until he left when I was 21 or 22. He had a big impact on my first 4 years when I broke into the Gloucester side and England squad, so I definitely learnt a lot from Brush. The favourite player I played with was probably Johnny Wilkinson. When I won my first cap, our game time overlapped by about 5 minutes, so I was lucky to share the field with him in an England jersey. Q. What's been your favourite try to score and favourite to see? Who has been your favourite winger to play alongside Sinbad? Johnny. A Leslie Vainicolo. Glaws on Shedweb. Johnny May celebrates the try with Charlie Sharples. CS. The one try that really stands out is my first one because it was special and it was against Bath, so I would have to say that was my favourite. My favourite winger to play alongside was probably Johnny. Sinbad was the best player, but Johnny and I are very good friends off the field. Whenever I got to play with Johnny it was a special time. There's nothing better than playing with your mates. Q. How do you feel about seeing your opposite wing and friend Johnny May leave Gloucester? Lurker on Shedweb. CS. It's a shame, but that's the nature of the sport these days, unfortunately. He feels he's done things right and I want to see the best for him and see him happy. I said that if leaving Gloucester is the right decision I would support him. It's a shame for us to lose a player of his quality, but over the years we've lost quality players and that's just the nature of professional sport. Q. Are you now the fastest player at the club? Thread Killer. Shedweb. CS. I was always the fastest player at the club. Q. What are your thoughts on the future of the Kingsholm pitch? What would be your preference if we were to change it, and of the various hybrid pitches out there, which have been your favourite to play on? Sheddy Shedface. Shedweb. The pitch at Kingsholm. CS. The pitch at Kingsholm is always great at the start of the season, but at the end it takes a bit of a battering if it's a wet winter, so for someone in my position it would be nice to play on a decent track all year round rather than half a year. The best pitches are definitely Deso, like at Twickenham, or the football pitches we play on, but unfortunately they're also the most expensive. That would be most people's first choice. Q. Charlie, is it true you lost the milk challenge and it simply never reappeared? Siren Ranger. Shedweb. CS. Luckily for me I never had to do the milk challenge. It didn't exist in my day. I just got my head shaved and it didn't grow back. Maybe it was the stress of being a Gloucester player. Gloucester Rugby announced their club captain for the 201,718 season.